AI tools like ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini, they're changing everything. But now, so is the law. The EU AI Act was enacted in 2024, and even if you live outside the EU, you need to pay attention. Let's get into it. In this video, I'll walk you through the most important AI law ever passed, the EU AI Act. It's the world's first comprehensive AI legislation, and if you build AI tools, this directly affects you. It affects your projects, it affects your products, and it will affect your peace of mind. Today, you're going to learn what the AI Act says, how it classifies risks, and that's really important to understand, what's banned and what's allowed, how it impacts the UK, and the key steps you need to take to stay compliant with the Act. Okay, what is the AI Act? So the EU AI Act was signed in June 2024 and published in July. It entered into force in August 2024, and it's the first binding horizontal AI law. It uses a risk-based approach, meaning that AI systems are classified into 4 categories. First, there's unacceptable risk, and that's banned. Then there's high risk, and that is strictly regulated. Limited risk, where you have to sort of follow transparency rules, and then minimal risk, where there's no new rules. It also includes specific rules for foundational models like ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini, especially when they're powerful enough to be considered systemic risks. Okay, let's start with some key definitions. So what is an AI system? An AI system is a machine-based system that can operate autonomously and adapt over time. It produces outputs like predictions, recommendations, or decisions that influence digital or physical environments. Next, you've got the general purpose AI models. So these are the large-scale models trained on massive data sets capable of being used in many different applications. So these GPAI models are your ChatGPTs, your Claude, Gemini, Grok, etc. Those are the general purpose AI models, and they're important for these definitions of these rules in the law. Okay, so there are 4 different tiers of risk. First of all, let's get it out of the way, the unacceptable risk. So these are banned AI systems. These are prohibited across the EU, and that includes people in the EU using your systems. So first of all, it's AI that manipulates people using subliminal techniques, systems exploiting vulnerable groups, for instance, children or disabled people, real-time biometric surveillance in public places. There are some narrow law enforcement exceptions, but the idea that you can take biometric information from people in public places, that's banned. Emotional recognition in school or workplaces, so using AI to detect the emotions of people, that's banned. So systems that can assess people's likelihood to commit a crime based on profiling, so no Minority Report, that's banned. So creating facial recognition databases via mass scraping of data, so going through loads of pictures and creating facial recognition databases, that's not allowed. So that has to be phased out. Can't be doing that. Already, that's banned. You can't be using it. No good. The second level of risk are high-risk AI systems. And for these systems, you have to have strict compliance. So this applies to AI used in healthcare, employment, credit scoring, education, public services, law enforcement, justice, biometric categorization. And basically what you need to do is have conformity assessments, self-assessed, or probably better, externally audited. You have to have a fundamental rights impact assessment. So you have to decide whether this is impinging on the fundamental rights of the individuals in case. You've got to have robust cybersecurity and data governance. This data if you are able to collect it, you are doing it right. You have to keep it very safe. And there must be human oversight and monitoring after it's been deployed. So this applies from August 2025. And if it's tied to an existing product, then it is you've got a bit extra, another 12 months if it's tied to an existing product law. The third area is limited risk AI. So with limited risk AI, you have to have transparency rules. So AI systems that may mislead or impersonate, like chatbots, deepfakes, AI generated audio or image or video. There's loads of that out there. You must tell users that you're interacting with AI. So if you've got a chatbot, you've got to tell them you're interacting with a chatbot. You must label AI generated content, and you must use watermarks or metadata where applicable to show that it's coming from AI. And then there's minimal risks where there's no new rules, tools like spam filters, grammar correction, thank goodness, Grammarly, and basic recommendation engines. So I guess things like Google search and Perplexity, etc. But still, you should use ethical use. That's still strongly encouraged. So here is an initial checklist. Are you using high-risk AI? Is your AI system used in employment, education, law, enforcement, or justice? The answer to that is yes. You may well be using high-risk AI. Does it influence a decision about people's health, finances, or safety? The answer is yes. You're probably using high-risk AI. Does it involve biometric categorization? Does it take fingerprints? Does it eye scans? Those sorts of things, height, those sorts of issues. If it does, then yeah, it's going to be high risk. And does it profile individuals? If you answer yes to any of those, you must comply with some very strict rules. Okay, so I said that the GPAI models, so the general purpose AI models like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, etc., have some special rules. So if you're building or deploying general purpose AI, then you must provide the technical documentation, respect EU copyright law, be careful. That's probably one of the reasons why we don't see Sora and some other tools in the EU. Disclose training data summaries and enable watermarking or detection of synthetic content. So if you create synthetic content, you need to be able to watermark it. So does this apply in the UK and elsewhere? It does. Even if you're in the UK and we're not in the EU anymore, sad face, the Act applies extraterritorially. You're affected if you sell or deploy AI tools in the EU, your AI tool is used by an EU resident, you're in a supply chain with EU compliance requirements. Think of it like GDPR. If your tool touches the EU, then you're in scope for this law. So if you're in the UK, then map your AI tools to risk categories, add disclosures to all AI generated content, keep audit logs for training and usage, ensure your AI isn't profiled as high risk by accident, and watch for future UK regulation. The pressure's mounting. I expect we'll see something here in the UK relatively soon. So one of the things that the EU's done is to help startups and developers. So the AI Act introduces AI regulatory sandboxes, so safe places to test innovative AI systems before full compliance. So real-world testing, but under supervision. National authorities must offer at least one sandbox by 2025. These sandboxes should already be available. This is especially useful if you're an SME or a startup and you're dealing with high-risk tools. You can use them in the sandbox and test them against the regulation. Okay, so this has been out since 2024, since August 2024. Banned systems must be removed within 6 months. So that's already gone. You've got a banned system, get rid, because you're already outside the law. GPAI and fines apply after 12 months. So in August this year, that's when the fines are going to start hitting. So get yourself sorted straight away. High-risk systems have 24 to 26 months, depending on the context. And take a breath. This is what the fines are. Up to 35 million or 7% of your global turnover. So really important, if you're dealing with AI, that you make sure that you are meeting the requirements of this act. So the EU AI Act sets a tone for regulation that we might see worldwide. So I think, just as we saw with GDPR, I think it would be very sensible for you, wherever you are, to start thinking about how you work with AI, how you develop AI, and how you handle AI. So down below, I will put a link to a blog I've written based on this information. So with more information in about the AI regulation, I'll have a AI compliance checklist for you to go through, and watch this video here on AI and ethics to get an overview of how you can ethically use AI. These types of videos, these are not my favorite types of videos. I'd be much happier looking at new models, playing with them, showing what we can do with them. But I think it's really important that as we develop our AI, as we use it to make our lives better, to make decisions, we use it in our workplaces, we need to make sure that we remain compliant. The potential fines are toe curling. We obviously haven't seen any of those yet, and they will start from August this year, August 2025. So stay compliant. Don't be frightened off by this. Keep using AI, but use it safely and ethically, and hopefully you will be fine. I do these videos because I think they'll be valuable to you. If you've got some value, drop me a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you've not already. I'll be doing loads of other videos in the future. I'll cover this off, not too often. I much prefer the videos where I'm doing cool things with AI, but this sort of thing's important, and I'll see you in the next video. Catch you soon.